Have you ever wondered why some men rise while others stay trapped in their comfort zones? Why can some force themselves to get up at 5 a.m. and grind, while others just hit snooze and scroll their lives away? And what truly makes the difference? If it's not luck, not genetics, and certainly not fleeting motivation, the answer is something both simple and brutal: discipline. Here's the truth: you're not weak. You're just untrained. You've been lied to by a soft world that celebrates ease and mocks effort. They want you fat, distracted, broken, constantly chasing dopamine. Why? Because a man who can delay gratification, who can sit with discomfort, who can force himself to act, to build, to fight, is a man this world cannot control. If you're tired of watching others pass you by, if you're sick of wasting your potential, if you're done living like a slave to your own mind, then now is the time to wake up. Now is the time to break the chains and become more disciplined than 99% of people walking this earth. This isn't for the weak. It's for the one who's ready to become lethal, focused, and unstoppable. Comment below: I train my mind like a warrior. Let them know you're done being average. Now lock in. Focus. We begin. Discipline is the root of power. But discipline isn't about routines or to-do lists. Discipline is the art of dominating yourself before the world ever tries to. And no philosophy understood this better than Stoicism. Once you've accepted that discipline is the root of power, the same force that guided Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, now it's time to unlock that power in yourself. Discipline is my superpower. Let the weak make excuses. Let the disciplined build empires. Stay focused, stay sharp, stay locked in. Part 2: The illusion of motivation. Dark psychology on violent motivation sounds sweet, but it's actually a mental drug. It gives you a euphoric high, a false sense of progress, a temporary rush that disappears the moment reality hits you in the face. And no, this isn't a fluke. It's designed that way. Motivation is emotional candy, sweet, addictive, and completely unreliable. And the world knows it. That's why influencers scream, "Just stay motivated," while selling you yet another useless course. They want you chasing emotional highs, not building lasting discipline. Now let's pull back the curtain through the lens of dark psychology. The human brain is wired to conserve energy, to survive, not to thrive. It will resist anything hard, uncertain, or painful, especially when it matters most. That's why men fail. They wait to feel ready before they act. But here's the elite truth: high-level men don't wait for motivation. They act when it's hard, when it's cold, when it's boring, when it's brutal, because their identity is forged in discipline, not dopamine. The true enemy isn't laziness, it's dependency. Dependency on feelings. And if you rely on emotions, you've already lost, because the man who wins is the man who acts regardless of how he feels. So, here's your mind hack: kill your need for motivation. Replace it with systems. Replace it with standards. Replace it with force. Comment below right now: I act without emotion. I execute without excuse. Let's filter out the dreamers and make room for the doers. We revealed that discipline isn't about thoughts, it's about actions, and now it's time to face the brutal truth. You are not your thoughts. You are what you repeatedly do. You can daydream, visualize, and plan, but unless your feet hit the floor and your hands get dirty, it's all delusion. Mental fantasies, mental masturbation. This is where most people fail. They confuse intention with identity. They talk like warriors and scroll like slaves. But the Stoics had a name for this: virtue through action. If your values aren't reflected in your behavior, they don't exist. You don't think your way to greatness. You bleed your way there through action, repetition, and self-mastery. From a dark psychology lens, identity is programmable. Want to stop being weak? Stop doing weak things. Every decision, every behavior, every repeated action is a line of code you're writing into your mind. Discipline is not built in your head. It's carved into your body through daily, uncomfortable repetition. So here's your command: start acting like the man you pretend to be. If he wakes up early, do it. If he trains hard, train harder. If he stays focused, lock in. Don't wait for belief. Behavior builds belief. Comment below. I am my actions. I am the proof. Ready to go deeper? Next, we rip apart the one thing most modern men are addicted to: pleasure. Part 4. Pleasure is the modern man's poison. They've weaponized your pleasure, and you don't even realize it. Every scroll, every cheap dopamine hit, every bite, buzz, binge, or body you chase, it's all a leash meant to keep you obedient, distracted, and weak. You think it's freedom? It's sedation. They've replaced your ambition with entertainment, your purpose with porn, your focus with fake rewards. And every time you choose comfort over challenge, you tighten your own chains. Understand this: pleasure is the new prison, and the cell door is wide open. You just won't walk out, because leaving means pain. The Stoics warned us about this centuries ago. They believed that a man addicted to pleasure is already owned by it. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That truth hasn't changed. It's only more dangerous now. Because today, the enemy wears a smile. It lives in your pocket, in your fridge. And we exposed how pleasure, though sweet, trades away your strength. Now, let's look at what happens every time you surrender to it. Every time you stay in bed without purpose. Every time you indulge for no reason, you're trading strength for softness. Dark psychology makes this clear. A man who chases comfort is easy to control, predictable, emotionally weak, obedient. But the man who denies himself, who says no to cheap highs, he becomes unpredictable, and that makes him powerful. So here's your test. What can you go without? Because what you can walk away from defines how far you can rise. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to cut the leash. Pleasure doesn't own me. I control the craving. Next up, we flip the switch. You're about to learn how to love what most men run from: pain. Part 5. Make pain your compass. Most men avoid pain, but the elite, they follow it. You want to know where your power is? It's hiding right behind the thing you're avoiding: the cold shower, the extra reps, the hard conversation, the 4 a.m. alarm when your body screams no, but your mission whispers go. Pain is not the enemy. It's the signal, the GPS showing you where your next level lives. It's the fire that forges identity, clarity, and dominance. But weak men misread it. They feel pain and retreat. They interpret discomfort as a reason to stop. You'll learn to see it as a command to advance. The Stoics believed in voluntary hardship, not because they were masochists, but because they understood this: if you don't face pain on your own terms, the world will force it on you later. And in dark psychology, there's a rule: the man who fears pain is easy to manipulate. Offer him comfort, and he'll sell his soul. But the man who trains in suffering, who embraces friction, who seeks the edge, he cannot be broken, because he's already broken himself and rebuilt stronger. Let this sink in. When it hurts, when it burns, when it's ugly, heavy, and silent, that's where discipline is born. Next time resistance rises inside, say it out loud. Good. Let it hurt. Because that pain, it's not punishment. It's proof that you're growing. Drop this in the comments if you're ready to chase what others fear. Pain sharpens me. I follow the fire. After learning to make pain your compass, now we go deeper into the true battlefield, the one inside your mind. Part 6. Control the narrative in your head. If you lose the war in your mind, you'll lose every war you face. Let's get one thing straight. Your brain doesn't care about your success. It only cares about your survival. That means it's constantly feeding you thoughts to keep you safe, not strong. You ever hear that voice? You can do it tomorrow. You're too tired today. This isn't that important. That voice isn't your friend. It's not logic. It's a parasite feeding off your potential and whispering you into mediocrity. And here's the twist. It sounds like you, but it's not. It's your old programming, old fears, old failures, the echoes of society and weakness bouncing around your skull like static. You must rewrite the code. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote down his own thoughts, not for motivation, but to train his internal dialogue. He knew the most important conversations you'll ever have are the ones no one else hears. From a dark psychology standpoint, the narrative in your mind will either make you bulletproof or turn you into prey. You can be your own manipulator or your own victim. So ask yourself when things get hard, what does your inner voice say? Does it panic? Does it beg? Or does it command? From this moment forward, here's your rule. If the voice in your head doesn't speak like a warrior, rewire it. Speak to yourself like the man you're becoming. Say this out loud. I don't negotiate with weakness. I dominate my inner world. Comment below if you're done letting fear hold the mic. My mind obeys me. I write the script. Now we go tactical. No more theory, it's time for real strategy. 3 moves, simple, brutal, effective. They separate the killers from the quitters. Part 7, delay, deny. Dominate the 3D rule of disciplineo. Want to out-discipline 99% of people. Then burn this into your brain. Delay, deny, dominate. The 3D rule is coming next. We just carved the 3D rule into your mind. Delay, deny, dominate. Now let's break it down. Precise, ruthless and non-negotiable. Step 1. Delay. Every impulse in your body wants instant gratification. The scroll, the snack, the shortcut. But you don't react. You delay. You create space between feeling and action. You don't eat the second you feel hungry. You wait. You don't reply when emotional. You hold. Because inserting a pause inserts power. Step 2. Deny. Once you've delayed, the weakness loses momentum. Now, you crush it. You say no. No to comfort. No to distraction. No to anything that feeds the weaker version of you. Denial is not deprivation. It's domination. It's self-respect. It's telling your mind, I decide what I do, not my cravings. Step 3. Dominate. Now you act. Not like a robot. Not like a victim, but like a warrior with intent. You do the hard thing, the ugly thing, the right thing. You lift when it's heavy. You work when you're exhausted. You push when your mind is begging for rest. Because domination is built through decisive action. Not when it's easy, but especially when it's not. The 3D rule isn't sexy. It's surgical, clean, cold. Cutting. And the man who masters it, he becomes unstoppable because he owns every moment from thought to execution. So here's your command. Next time weakness knocks, delay, deny, dominate. Comment it now. Delay, deny, dominate. I'm built for war. And now that your strategy is sharpened, it's time to switch into full combat mode. You think you're living in peace. You're not. You're living in war. Part 8. Train like you're at war. Because you think life's just a game? Then why do you always feel like you're losing? Listen closely. You are not living in peace. You are living in war. And the battlefield isn't far away. It's in your mind, in your habits, in the daily choices you make the moment you wake up. From the second your eyes open, you're under attack. Notifications designed to hijack your attention. Food engineered to break your discipline. People programmed to keep you average. And a voice inside your head that whispers, relax. You've done enough. You learned that you're not living in peace. You're at war. And if you don't train like a warrior, you're surrendering 1 inch at a time without even realizing it. Every moment you waste, every gym session you skip, every task left unfinished, every hour lost to distractions, you didn't just waste time. You surrendered territory. You gave up ground in a war that only ends 2 ways, domination or defeat. So here's the new reality. You must train like you're at war, because you are. Your body isn't for show. It's armor. Your mind isn't for daydreaming. It's a command center. Your routine isn't just structure, it's a weapon system. Wake up early, not because it's trendy, but because the enemy sleeps in. Train hard, not for looks, but to remind yourself that discipline is your edge. Read daily, not to sound smart, but to sharpen your thinking when others break under pressure. The Stoics had a term for this, premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They would visualize everything going wrong, loss, pain, betrayal. So when hardship arrived, they didn't flinch. They had rehearsed the war in their minds. And modern man, he panics when Wi-Fi is slow, melts when a girl ignores his message, spirals when he loses a little comfort. That's not a warrior. That's a casualty. You want to be part of the 1%, then stop living like the 99%. No snooze button, no mindless scrolling, no worshipping comfort like it's salvation. Live like a soldier, think like a general, execute like a savage. Because every time you train when you're tired, every time you push through pain, every time you focus while the world screams for your attention, you're building a mental militia inside of you. A mindset so disciplined, so hardened, that no failure, no loss, no betrayal can break you. And when the storm comes, when life throws its worst at you, you'll smile. Not because you're fearless, but because you've been training for this your entire life. Drop this in the comments now if you're ready. I train for war. I prepare to dominate. But don't just say it. Live it. And now, we reach the final chapter. The moment where the average man quits, makes excuses, or keeps a back door open for retreat. After training like a warrior, it's time for the ultimate move, the one thing 99% of men never dare to do: eliminate the exit plan and fully commit. Part 9. Burn the escape plan. Build the empire. Why do most men stay average? Because even when they say they're all in, deep down, they're still looking for the exit. They say they want to level up, but they're terrified of true commitment. So they stay in jobs they hate for now. They keep toxic people around, just in case. They talk about dreams, but they never burn the bridge behind them. So they never have to truly move forward. Here's the hard truth. Comfort isn't a reward. It's the drug that kills potential. You will never become the man you're capable of being if you keep options open that allow you to stay small. The world is full of talented, intelligent, almost dangerous men who never went all in. Men who flirted with greatness but couldn't commit. Because commitment is terrifying. It means risk. It means failure. It means no safety net. But it also means this: it's real. When you go all in, fully, violently, unapologetically, you flip a switch, and the old you, the lazy one, the insecure one, the maybe next week one, he dies. And what rises from those ashes is a man the world has no defense against. That's what the Stoics understood. Freedom doesn't come from more choices. It comes from total responsibility, total ownership, unshakable clarity on one path, and ruthless execution to make it real. No fallback, no backup, just you and the empire you must build. In dark psychology, this is called identity locking, where your environment, habits, and mindset are all designed to trap you into growth, where you force yourself into a corner so the only way out is through. You want to win like the elite? Then delete the apps, cut the toxic people, block the distractions. Make your life a crucible. Make your schedule a prison of productivity. Build so much pressure on yourself that success becomes the only escape. Burn the boat so there's no retreat. Light the damn map on fire and become the compass. Because the truth is, no one's coming to make you great. You burned the boats. You eliminated the exit. Now, it's time to turn that into your life's mission, or spend your life as a spectator in someone else's story. No one is coming to hold your hand. No one is going to push you forward. No one will save you. You either make this your life's mission, or you stay on the sidelines, clapping for the ones who did. This channel, Stoic Spark, is not for passive watchers. It's for the 1% of men ready to slaughter every excuse they've ever made and build something unshakable. So right now, don't stay silent. Speak it into existence. Comment below. I burned the boats. I'm building my empire. No more safety nets. No more options. Just forward motion. Relentless. Unstoppable. And if this video lit a fire in you, don't just scroll like it was another feel-good moment. Take action. Right now. Hit like to show you're part of the warrior class. Hit subscribe so you never miss the next mental weapon we drop. And finally, comment your war cry one last time. I burned the boats. I'm building my empire. Because the ones who comment, they're not just watching, they're building. And those who build, they become unforgettable. This is Stoicism Philosophy Daily, and this was your wake-up call. Now go. Hack your mind. Force yourself. Become more disciplined than 99%. And never look back.